Yo, what's up with everybody? Oh man, all right, we got the vibe set up. It's Friday, yo. It is freaking Friday. Let me turn this down just a wee bit. It is freaking Friday. What's up with y'all, man? Now y'all know I had to come mess with y'all. I was hanging with the homies a little bit, so I'm mad late. My bad. My bad. Let me get this one right. We got IG popping. We got YouTube popping. What's good? What's good with you 670? What's good? Jesse Nolan, VQ35. What's happening with y'all, man? What's up, man? It is Friday. We have successfully conquered another whole ass week. And it's done and over with. What's up with you? Mr. Perry, what's up? Yo, so let's talk about this Z, since that has been a heightened topic of conversation for the social media space the last couple days. Because this Z, it is for sure polarizing. Like, it is on both sides of the spectrum. OZ, what up, bud? Jess, what's up, short? So the Z, right? It's on both sides of the spectrum. I think it looks ugly, but it is amazing for the industry, right? Two reasons why. Everybody's so scared to put out a turbo manual transmission, and they are doing it. Just picked up a 4AG. Guys, what's up? What's happening, bud? Um, so the Z, right? It's awesome. It just looks really funky. And Nissan is known for doing this kind of bullshit because look at what the GTR's prototype was back in 03, 04 when that was first coming out before we got the R35. It's hideous. It's a lot of big flat panels and big flat lines. I just want them to do better, right? Their design department can do better. They should do better. You look at eventually what the R35 has become when you look at the Nismo now, the current one, that shit is fire. It looks dope. Far departure from what the prototype car is, but remember, the prototype car got shown at Tokyo Auto Salon in like 04, 05. Yes, Oz, the color did not help it, period. I hated the color. If they presented the car to us in all black, where we had to actually search for the body lines and to see like the big blank panels, that would have been a little bit easier to stomach. Now, knowing that how social media works nowadays, they are for sure paying attention to it. They're going to look at everything. They're going to take into account what people are saying, which are their potential consumers, right? And they're going to make the changes. But what I kind of hate and what I want to stop happening are these manufacturers making these prototypes and giving the graphical engineers these renders for them to save the looks and the design of the cars. Because you have a whole department that's in charge of the styling and looks, and they're not fully completing it. Yes, it is a lazy design. It's a very lazy design. You did an awesome job of the interior. You give everybody what they want as far as power output and engine and drivetrain, and then you want to just basically say, we're tired of designing it, put that out and see what the social media guys are going to do with it. And then they go ahead and do work, make it look amazing, which your design department could have done. Think about it this way, right? People that say, you could this, you could that later on when you get the car. Name a car that comes in under 60 grand. And then what's it look like, right? So, say you're spending 50, 60 grand on that car. Then you're going to put about $2,000-$3,000 worth of suspension on it, and then you're gonna put $4,000-$5,000 into aero. Think about companies like a little higher end, like Mercedes and BMW, and shit, even Lotus for that, Maserati for that. Everything that's in the 100 grand range. A lot of those cars come extremely cool. VQ Mobs, what up, though? A lot of those cars come looking extremely cool. Think about the real higher end, Premier guys, Lamborghini, Ferrari, stuff like that. They fully make the coolest looking car that they can put together, and then they put it out. There's never really a point that you're gonna be like, oh, they should have did this or they should have did that. It always comes as they should. They always look amazing. I think that's what these companies should be doing. The Toyota Supra should have came very close to the FT1. And if they couldn't get the National Traffic Safety Board to approve those front bumpers, maybe change that because of the rules, per the rules. But obviously, they should get really close. Think about, I don't know, the FRS, the BRZ. What'd you say not true? Tell me what's not true about that. Just. The FRS BRZ had a really cool concept. I personally think that the concept was really cool, but I think the actual car after the prototype, exotic cars have all kinds of add-ons. They do. They do. But when you see that car on display, and then you see that car at Monterey, it's really the same car. What you purchase as far as add-ons, that's up to your pockets. They're going to pull the tuner aftermarket car like Toyota did with the Supra. That's a fact. I know that for sure. But that's a bailout, though. That's a bailout for them to do a full job. Remember I was saying back in the day, we used to have cool cars. Now, there's always been ugly prototypes. The original SC, the original Supra, the Eclipse, all of those prototype cars are hideous. They look terrible. But the car that we got was pretty cool. Otto, what's up, bud? Don't threaten me with a good time. Maybe in a little bit. I've been out. I wanted to get here and talk to y'all and chill and everything, and then I'll probably bounce outside and hit the back roads. But I feel like all that they have to do with the Z is redo the fenders. The headlights, taillights can be controversial. Don't change them because that just is what it is. But those fenders and that front bumper, if the front bumper had like that straight on the 350Z, like what that got, that little random vent, something to break up that whole flat panel, that car would be pretty good. It'll be really good. Interior's dope. Manual transmission is dope. Having an actual handbrake is dope. And I think that that's where they should start. Just redo the fenders a little bit. If you look at any Z, S30, S130, Z31, Z32. No, Z32 had flat fenders, but it was really short because their fenders weren't that tall in the body line. The zoom can come out. We can hit the back roads. So I feel like every Z has always had phenomenal fenders. The Z32 had the most lackluster fenders, but that was the full body redesign from the long wedge nose. And they can just add a little bit of a fender change that doesn't have to be a flared fender or anything like that, but just that long panel of fender, that's not it, boss. And they could just put a little bit into the, changing the prototype for that. That if the car is like 90% done, that's not gonna, at least I don't think, because I'm not in the industry like that. That's just not gonna take that long to change. I know how long it takes people to put together body kits when they're building fenders, things like that. And that's all I'm going off of. They could probably go off of that, change the fender, and we'll be all right. We just have to learn to live with those headlights, and we have to learn to live with the tail lights. Which the headlights aren't a terrible thing. It's just we got used to having the round headlight to that weird looking thing. But I think if you're looking at the ZG nose of the original S30s or the S130s, a headlight cover over that, giving it like the super retro style, that would possibly be one of the first aftermarket pieces that they would make for that. And I think that they can clean that look up very easily. But then again, an all black car cleans that look up. That look is only really strange because of the color and how everything is so offsetting. So I think that could be dope, but I'm sure as SEMA was full, well, we're not having SEMA this year, but as SEMA was full of a ton of Supras, I'm very sure that these streets are going to be full of a ton of 400Zs or Z35s, whatever they're calling this new platform. But other than that, I just want to talk about that Z for a second, man. How's everybody's week been, man? How's your Friday? Did y'all power through the week? What up, though? I was chilling with one of the homies, just shooting the shit for a second, catching up. So that's why I'm late getting home. I was chilling with my pops. Last weekend was his birthday. We were chilling, had his grandkids with him. So we were, my brother passed, so we got his daughter, my niece, and got her together with my son. So just for my father's birthday, got all his grandkids together. So they got to chill. That was really cool. Took a picture that would have been tight with my brother in it, but me, my father, my son, or I should say in generations, my father, me, and my son had all three generations. I was pretty tight. So I was just chilling with Pops for the last couple days after work, just hanging out, catching up with Pops. So that's really all I've been up to, man. What y'all been up to? Who's checked on just a random homie that you haven't spoken to in a while? Have any of y'all just checked on somebody just to check on them, see what's shaking, to catch up, see what they've been up to? I really encourage y'all to do that with somebody that you might have been overlooking contacting during this time frame. Because you never know. Savage on AC, what up, though? You never know what somebody's into. Just did after years, good. Jesse, good, man. I think everybody should kind of just reach out to people just because. Right now, shit just weird. It's probably going to be more weird here in November. But just reach out to people, see how people are doing, man. You never know what I come across. Shit, I talked to my cousin the other day, man. One of my cuddies the other day, shit, his dog done wild out and caused some harm to people and shit. Something that you obviously don't see on social media, but you know, when you reach out to your people, you'll get those kinds of information. So I want y'all to do that for me this week. Just reach out to somebody, see what they doing, see what they into. Catch up with them. Yeah, that damn bike is tripping in the replay, huh? I've been playing Ride quite a bit. There's been like a lot of talk about something in for Syracuse. What's happening? You in the cold lands? No, it's not a Nissan stream. We can talk about anything. Whatever, rotary question. The price is different from Inlight Escape. But what's the most money that one should spend on... What's the most money that one should spend on a bone stock, no mod, no engine, no trans, FCF? Dude, lately the prices have been a little bit on the high side. I don't know what happened, but first gen SA22Cs have been up there. Guys have been offering me some junk buckets for like $4,000. Your Pinku style. What's happening? Have y'all checked that vlog out, the podcast out? Make sure y'all go over there and jump on my man's platform and see what he's up to all the way in Japan. But RX-8s are cheaper than everything. You can get RX-8s for a lot cheaper than you get an FD for. Right now, I wouldn't even be considering FDs because everybody thinks they're sitting on a gold mine. and they're trying to get no trans, no engine, shell FDs off for like, I've seen 7 grand, and I've seen about 15 grand. Literally a carcass just rolling on some suspension. So, I mean, you might be on the high side. I would say target an FC because you can probably get a running FC. NAs are like 4 to 5 grand. Turbos are 6 to 7, 8-ish running. So possibly you could probably get a shell of an FC that's not too battered for about 3 to 4 grand. There's an FBGSL the police had for 8 years, 2,200. Oh, he upped the price to freaking 4 grand. Nah, he was geeking. Yeah, nah, he was extra tripping. Tell him he can keep that. I was just talking to one of my homeboys. He got an FD shell for 3 grand, but it was clapped. It was ultimately clapped. There we go. Got the stream back. So I would say look for RX-8. If you're talking about a gutted car with no interior because you're going to put whatever you want in it, get an RX-8. Superior chassis, and you can get them for far cheaper. Nobody is holding on to them like they're a brick of gold. And get them while they're hot, because right now people are letting them go for cheap, but they will be an extremely valuable chassis because they're too good. They're far too good. I kind of get tired of seeing people trying to jump on them and then not acting like they're going to be something that they aren't, which is a fast car. If you're going to really just get the chassis and gut it for something, cool, you're on the money. But if you're going to get it and then complain about that it's slow or you're not getting the best out of it, ooh, I don't have any experience with Angel Motorsports engines. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to accurately speak on that. But, I mean, they're popular. I do know that for sure. So, Simba, what up, dog? So, due to their popularity, I really hope that they're producing something good. I don't know firsthand like what they do with their power plants and stuff, but they're cool dudes. The few times I've chilled with John, he's been a cool guy, but I don't have any other dealings with like their engines or anything, so I don't know. Other than that, dude, I would say, depending on, I'm thinking, you're probably thinking about a JZ or a V8, maybe. If so, get an RX-8 and do work. It's gonna handle a whole lot. You don't think it's worth it? What you don't think it's worth, OZ? You're looking for an FC, but you find them at 10K. Yep. I've been seeing RX-7s for a lot of money. And I mean, honestly, and I hate to say it, I don't want to say it, but let them sit on those cars for that much bread. F them. Go get in the RX-8. Because compared to the two, the RX-8 is a superior chassis anyway. You get more modern stuff. And you can get an RX-8 for far cheaper than you're going to get for an RX-7. And 9 times out of 10, like one of the homies hit me up and he's like, yo, what you think about this car? But this one dude built it, got rid of it. He sold it a couple months ago. And now the dude that bought it from him, he's trying to sell it for not for mad bread, but he's trying to sell it to the other homie. And I'm like, why do you think he's trying to sell it so fast? You know what I mean? He's talking about, oh, the car just sits. Why do you think it just sits? Nobody's going to spend the amount that I know he bought it for originally from the guy that put it together, and he just tossed it together. And that's half of the community. So 9 times out of 10, Um, that's what's up, Demon Dog. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a whooped, non-cared for chassis, and they want the maximum money because they're trying to say, oh well, the current market value is this. That don't mean shit because they don't have a my RX-8 needs a rebuild, can't afford it, so I'm thinking about just selling it. Hold on to it if you can, for just a minute. I mean, there are motors all over the place. 99 Mazdas are becoming a ridiculous grip racer. Wait, what? On the car, I'm looking to keep the rotary in the car, whatever generation it is, end up with a street car, clean, simple. Okay, that's cool. But Miatas are becoming like the wild grip racer. Up on the hill where the guys are at tonight, I'm thinking about popping up. It's going to be a few Miatas. But Miata boys be out there about it. The Miata boys be about it. They be up there on the hill. You see a few Hondas, but you see a few Miatas. You never see anything else up there, which is odd. But back roads aren't as popular as they used to be, which is cool. But leave some space for the others. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to keep it rotary, just get an engine that you know there's some compression. You know, put the fluids in it to let the apex seals loosen up and get ready to throw it in and see how it lasts you. You know what I mean? I'm starting to learn a little bit more about RX-8s because honestly, dude, I haven't had to touch my RX-8 ever. Just change plugs. It's been super reliable, which is super ironic. So I don't have much experience with Renesys. So I'm relying on like Jeff and one of my other friends that know a little bit about RX-8s to kind of guide me through the Series 1 stuff because this is my first Series 1 RX-8. Most of the horror stories that I've heard come from, you know, Series 1 RX-8s. And, you know, it's kind of like regular standard stuff. They've got the OMP eliminated and there's a tank under my hood that has the premix in it. NBs and NAs, yes, they do dominate autocross. Am I upgrading to the next system? Yes, I am. People were just asking me on DMs if I got my pre-order yet. No, I didn't. Not yet. Because I've got so many consoles. This all over here is consoles, right? And I mostly be chilling because I'm super focused. Like one of the homies was joking to say, yo, you on ride with hella money and all the bikes in the world and all you're doing is riding Yamahas. Because my focuses are so direct. People be like, yo, why don't you build a gaming PC and you can get on this? I don't care that much, honestly. I like consoles. And because I like the consoles, you know, I just deal with those because they're really simple. Plug them up, do an update, put a game in, and rock. And whatever it is, it is. So I've got the PS5 in mind to purchase, but there's only 1 or 2 games that I'm going to use on it. And until those games get announced, I don't have the urgency to get a pre-order yet. And I know by the time I go to get it, they're going to be scarce and all of that extra shit, but whatever. So the car has a few gauges in it, the important stuff in it. And I want a little bit more. So I'm going to run the OBD, and I was thinking about doing like what JTP did when he didn't have any gauges in his car. He just had a small little tablet sitting on the dash. I just found there's a few OBD actual dedicated dashes, screens for it. I could do that. Or I could just set the phone up there, and because I have oil temp and water temp on the dash, I could do some other things on the phone. So I don't know. I'm just trying to, you know, get used to running extra technology. You know what I mean? Because, you know, why not? If I can run EGT that might be a thought. But I want to put in a secondary water temp so that I can have one closer to the block instead of up at the radiator. So those are the things that I'm looking at adding on that. And if I can get a nice tack sweep, I'll use that. Actual mile per hour. And I think that's really about all that I want. That's all I really need to see. I don't need to see nothing else, honestly. I just need tack and temps. That's it. Because I'm really just thinking of beating the shit out of that car on track. So I only need to know the few specific things. Because other than that, I just go off of sound. I know where to shift via engine sound, and I don't really even look at the tack like that. But the tack is a big, huge center dial, so I love the dashes of the RX-8s. I love FDs, but the price is so astronomical. I've come to really like FC Turbo 2s. Same with FBs for the vintage, racing aero, carb tilbate, and all that. Yo, so y'all heard the video, the sound of the RX-8, right? I originally wanted to run a Renesis in my Vert because that sound is so amazing to me. I even got this close to trading my Turbo 2 setup for carbed 13B because I'm all about the sound. I want a sound that is incredible, so it just encourages me to step on the pedal and drive a little bit more quickly so I could hear it all of the time. So I was this close to either selling the turbo setup in the Vert for NA carb so I can just get that shit brapping through the hood vents, or trying to swap a Renesis into the convertible. So now I have the actual brap that I wanted, but it's in the RX-8. So I don't know. I think it sounds amazing. I think you should do an old school first gen RX-7 because they're great. They're just like Miatas if you think about them, but the little live axle in the rear is fun. They're very fun. I had a first gen SA22C back in the day. Turbo 2s are costing quite a bit right now, and honestly, you can get a first gen, and if you can find somebody to build you a motor, you can get a nice motor built. Keep it NA, because that car doesn't need too much. It's very lightweight, and it'll be a little rocket ship. So that's what I would suggest if you can do it, if you have the opportunity to. You say 165 hertz G-Sync is crazy for sim racing. Oh, I'm sure it is. I don't want to fall down the wormhole, dog. If I really do start doing sim racing on computers, I'm very, I don't know what they say. I go all in, right? So I'll just go ahead and buy hella stuff, and then I'll be sitting in this damn room, burning up, doing some sim racing when I could be outside playing with the other cars. So that's why I keep very low involvement with console. Come in, fire it up, jump on it, play it. You know what I'm saying? I buy it for $600, which I could probably, dude, they be making a killing. It's gonna be buying this PS5 console, 2 to 3 controllers, the new iToy. I guarantee they're gonna run another version of VR. It's about to be hella bread. I was laughing. Me and my wife were just laughing when we were talking about it because she asked me yesterday, "Did I do a pre-order? Do I want to pre-order it?" I was like, "Yeah, we'll get it in a minute." Because we bought this PS4 and we bought the PS3. You roll in there, you buy 2 of them, you buy 4 controllers, you buy controller charging stands, you buy all the accessories for it, and you done messed around and spent damn near $2,000. You know what I mean? It's every time a console comes out, that's just the vibe, how it rolls. You spend hella bread. I know we're gonna do the same thing again, so that's why I'm just not in a huge rush. Plus, it's coming out during November season, and we've got Winter Jam, so I'm gonna be getting the cars and stuff and everything ready to rock with Winter Jam, re-upping on tires and shit. I'll get something after the holiday season. I'll get one of the joints. What do I think about the turbo Mazda 6? Love them. A lot of people don't know I had a Mazda Speed 6 before I had this RX-8. That Cosmo 2.3 was a beast. There's a few videos that I have at the Port of Oakland doing a whole lot of street racing with that car. It was the shit. But because they stopped making that car as it was, and they just got the front wheel drive people movers, I'm over it. It was so rare. I had the 06, so they only made 05 to 06 for the Mazda Speed 6. Then they made the Mazda Speed 3s, and I had a problem. I kept braking because I was racing the hell out of it. I kept breaking the rear end. So I broke the rear end so much, kept twisting the diff out of the rear diff mounts. I kept breaking the rear end so much, Mazda did a recall on mine. They took my car, they had it for like 3 months. They took that car, they were flying in white jacket scientists to see what am I doing to that car, why does it keep breaking. They determined that even though I was racing the shit out, I was beating the hell out of it. They determined I was driving it how they kind of really wanted the car to be driven, but the parts were failing. So they did a recall and upgraded the rear end bolts, the hardware. They upgraded those to a higher tensile strength, and then the cars, I finally got my car back. They kept my car for 3 months doing R&D for everybody else. So everybody else, you're welcome. I broke my car enough that Mazda had to take note. And then when they gave me the car back, then I broke the center diff mount. They were like, all right, nigga, now you tripping. But wore that warranty out, boy. So then I got in the RX-8 after that. But yeah, the Speed 6 was the shit. Probably the best car that I owned that was not a rotary sports car. It was amazing. I loved that car. But yeah, it was just a little narrow for how tall it was, but I had mine slammed. It looked really good. What's up with you, my guy? It looked really good once I put the wide wheels, the Stancy Boyd it, and it handled pretty good on Thunder Hill. I took it Thunder Hill. Of course, I take every single car I have and do a track day with it. And it did oversteer quite a bit, which I liked for that sedan. It kind of, my boy, he did real estate, and at the time he had an STI, and he would always take my Speed 6. He's like, yo, I got a house to show, I got some clients. And he'd always take my car to go show his houses with the clients. And it was funny because it's like, his STI was stock, but he said that my car was so much more refined, but it was super quick still, where he had fun driving it. His clients were complimenting the car, and it was just like, damn. He was giving my car back, and I could physically see the wear on my tires, so I know he didn't just show the house, he was beasting the car too. So I felt like they made a pretty good car when that inspired that type of use, as well as me having a blast in it. And then it was super comfortable. When Jalen was a baby, that's what my daily driver was. So it was super comfortable to have a family in. It was just an overall good car. I really loved it. And then the KO4 Turbo was doing work on fools. So many times I found the electronic speed limit on that vehicle. 155, the antenna would start to tapping on the window when you went that fast. RX-7 operator, what's happening? So very good car. Very, very good car. Matter of fact, what's everybody drive? Everybody that is in the chat with me, what's happening? Play the game. I might go live on that a little bit later, but people are up in the back roads asking me if I want to go play, so I might go up and see what's going on in the back roads. So I don't know. We'll see. I might be going up on the hill and doing some runs tonight, so we'll see. We shall see. I'm trying to get some more seats for the RX-8. So that's kind of what I was doing a little bit earlier. And they say slow LS400. LS400 is the shit, dog. Super comfortable. Rolling. Only thing about the 2014-13 Mustang, I love that car, which is so ironic because it kills crowds. Love the Mustangs. The reason my boy has the 2012 is because it's lighter. It has less power, it's 412 horsepower, but it's lighter. So I like the design of the 14s, 13 14s, because they redid the headlights and taillights and some of the bumper properties. So I love that car. I love the Mustang. It was something that I started to love more because I didn't understand why people were crashing it so much. So I just like, yo, I gotta figure this car out. But because I have access to one all the time, started to really love it. Started to really, really love it. And great choice. You got a G35. That's what's happening, though. You're gonna swap an IS300 with a GTE? Yeah, Mike has told me that the prices on the GTEs are going through the roof, and I think there is really somebody that has a whole lot of money, and they want to make sure that all of the Jay-Z's don't come over here without paying a big premium. So I think somebody is definitely buying up a lot of the available motors. When am I driving Mike's SC? Boy, I don't think I want to. Freak around and break it again. I'll probably drive it, or I don't know. I don't know if I want to drive it, but I want to ride in it. Because I just want to see what it does. But I do have a race lined up for Mike once that motor comes back, and it is going to be out of pocket. Y'all are going to see something very interesting. Whoa. Oh, that's what's up. You got the Zinky 14? Yes, Eric, we do know why the Mustang is so unpredictable. And we've been compiling footage for ages for this because I want to make a video, but it's going to be a lot of editing. But I'll give you the long and short of it. The long and short of it, Mustangs were, I don't know, kind of designed to be unstable, but then be stable. So trying to chase down other sports cars with independent rear suspension, and they don't have it. So they picked up the slack with stability control. And then they have an open diff. Some of them have like open-ish diffs. And the stability control operates the brakes at all four corners. So what happens is you go into a corner, which your stability control can never be fully turned off unless you pull the fuses. They turn off certain levels of stability, but never zero. Just like the throttle blades, when you floor it, the throttle blades don't open to 100% wide open throttle. They go to 80. I showed some of that information on the track day when we put up the overlaid information on the screen. But so just imagine you go into a corner and you think stability control's off. You're ready for some rubber to start burning. That electronic steering doesn't give you the feedback that you think it should be giving you. The car is already over rotating. It's braking on the corners of the car to try to get the car to go out of the slide. But then the diff opens up and lets one wheel overspeed faster than you thought it was going. The car snaps the other way. So that's why they crash. That's the long and short of it. Inspired to get a rotary as your next project. Be down to get your hands dirty, man. Check it and check it and check it some more. OZ, yes, I'm gonna do a ride along with Mike. But see, I think Mike, he be wanting me to drive it and he don't want to ride in it. Like, I would drive it if he come with me. You know what I mean? Like, just me in it laughing by myself. Because I'm a very excitable person. I'm going to just die laughing in it because it's insane power and it's a really heavy car. I know that people don't get it. The power in the car makes it move hella fast, but you don't understand how heavy that car is and it's moving that fast. So I think we will eventually do something, but I got a race set up for it. Ooh, here comes my tyrannical daughter. Whipping a short bed regular cab. What's up, little Stompy? Hi. Yo. So I'll I'll drive Mike's car, but I will you showing me your toys? But I wanna mob it with him either in it or
No,
or at least if anything have him in a car near me. Oh, he's for sure about to be 4 digits. That setup's kind of nuts. Hey. Yeah, get off the freeway and have the back roads. Because remember, you could always do whatever you want on the freeway, but being versatile is going to give you more hands. Oh, man. Sport X. Oh, you had the all-wheel drive joint? Or was that the wagon? Yeah, try something unconventional. Just know, check it a lot more than you do with your other vehicles. Swapping a TT and a 300ZX, that is what's shaking. I like that. Oh man. Yeah, the wagons. I like those. I like those because I have a thing for like the Audi wagons. They look hella clean, so when those IS 300 wagons came out, what's up? When the IS 300 wagons came out, I was like, man, those are dope. Oh man, I gotta beat Jalen up, man. Yeah, your 1 inch didn't get you. I like the fact that Mike calls the person that won live if they're tuned into his IG stream. Yo, this one dude, he had an IS 300 and it was clapped. It was for sale, and where he had the car at, I could see the street signs. So he wasn't responding to my messages. So I pulled up on the car just to see what it looked like in real life with the pictures that he wasn't showing. I was thinking about buying that before. So my thought process was try to buy a 240 or an IS 300, and then I tripped up on the RX-8. So I was looking for cars for like weeks, man. This IS was clapped, blood. It was so messed up, and he wanted like $2,000 for it or something. So super passed on that. But I was gonna have I wanted a manual IS 300. But all right, so the family's home, man. I appreciate y'all for joining me. It's Friday. I want y'all to go be like super stellar. Enjoy your weekend. Blow the steam off. Be carefree like her. And I'm gonna catch up with y'all some more content top of the week. Thank y'all for supporting me also. And I fuck with y'all tough. That's why we jump on and chill with everybody on the Fridays. So while this little girl is wilding out, I'm going to chill with the family for a minute, and I'm going to check y'all on another one. All right? I appreciate y'all. Like.